welcome to ET Garage. Today's video is going to be about my 2015 Chevy Trax rear brakes, and I'll go over what I found wrong and didn't find wrong. So hold on, I'll move the camera and I'll show you. Okay, I got everything laid out here, but before I go into it, I want to give a big thanks to Advance Auto. That's where I ordered the parts from, and the reason I'm giving them a big thanks, they now have same-day delivery. So I went online, I ordered, and within like an hour or two I had the parts. Originally I just ordered the caliper. I thought that was bad, it was sticking, and that's what caused these pads to wear the way they did. And anyway, I'm going to go into more of that here in a second. But basically what's going on is coming home from the store, I go down this big hill before I turn into my road, and I got to the bottom of the big hill, step on the brake, pedal goes to the floor, I gave it a quick pump and it pumped right up and came to a safe stop, no problem. Drove it the rest of the way home and I can hear a clicking noise coming from the left rear. So I just assumed that it was the brake caliper locked up, judging because you could see on the outside of the brake rotor, this pad just looks beat up. You see how it's all chewed up. And anyway, I just ordered the caliper, and I figure if I need anything else I'll order that. So anyway, I get the brake rotor off and I find the pad on the inside. The pad is off the backing plate, and it's that was making a scraping noise. It was in there between the dust shield and the rotor, and the rotor looks fine on the outside. You turn it over and good old Pennsylvania corrosion, yeah. They use brine on the roads in the winter, and I'm also in coal country, which makes it even more corrosive. And this is what happens to your brakes. I've had stuff like this happen on several vehicles that just corrodes the hell out of your brake rotors. Now on the other side, the pads actually look pretty good as far as thickness. So I figured, and the rotor looked okay on the outside, but then you take that off and look at that. It's almost like the inside pads of the brake calipers aren't rubbing. You can see where it's barely rubbing, but that's not how it should be. Normally with this type of caliper, what it does is its piston will be on the inside of the brake rotor, and when you press on it, everything slides on this bracket and allows the brake pads to clamp, come together and clamp, basically pinch, just like a C-clamp. Basically it's a hydraulic C-clamp. And I thought it was the brake caliper, but I'm not thinking that now, because like a lot of times these brake bolts here will corrode. They'll get all sorts of water and corrosion, but these are like new on the inside and there's still grease and it's sliding easy. So that's not the problem. I figured the piston seized. I did have a hard time compressing this. That being said, it did compress, and then I blew it out with an air hose, and the piston looks real good on, there's no corrosion. There's no corrosion on the inside. I doubt you can see here. I got to get this boot off, but there's no corrosion in there. So I'm thinking this caliper was fine. The only other problem it could be is possibly the brake line, or the hose, the rubber hose that runs from the caliper to the solid brake line. When I bled it though, I got plenty of fluid through it, and it seemed to bleed fine. And after I got everything together, it seemed to work fine too. So I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on it and see what happens. As far as the other side, same thing with the brake caliper. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. So normally, this isn't how these type of calipers wear. They usually wear the inside first. I think the problem is actually all the corrosion building up in here. It's just causing it to build up on the inside of the brake calipers and just cause all sorts of grief. That's the only thing I could think of. Usually on a car like this, these are the rear brakes. Most cars, the front brakes do the majority of braking. Right now, I can't get my car in the garage. I had to do it out in the driveway, and it is still winter. The weather, it's been real mild winter, so it wasn't bad working outside. But I don't like working out in my driveway. It's at a little bit of an angle, and I don't like putting a car up on a jack stands or anything like that. You got to worry about the whole thing tilting forward and collapsing on you. I don't like that. It's only a little angle, but it's still, I just don't like it. So when I get the brakes are working fine right now. I mean, even when these pads went bad, the car pulled, braked, except for that time where the pedal went down. The car didn't pull left or right or anything. It braked fine. Like I said, the front brakes must be working fine. They do most of the braking. And I'll just have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. Next time I inspect it, maybe I'll just go ahead and replace the brake hoses to play it safe. This 2015 Chevy Trax only has 45,000 miles on it. To give you an idea, you know, this isn't a car with hundreds of thousands of miles. This is only 45,000 miles. So anyway, I got the new one on, so that one has to go back to Advance Auto so I get the core charge. And I'll keep everyone updated in the future if I find anything or how the brakes wear. So I guess I will end the video here, and I'll get back to you on more projects and stuff that I'm doing. So everybody have a great day, and God bless.